Hi, welcome to Fiber Focus, the podcast that dives into the world of fiber optics and all things connectivity. Thank you for joining us for our inaugural episode. I'm here with Josh Seawell, Sumitomo Electric Lightwave's Director of Product Line Management. And what are we here to talk about today, Josh?
Well, thank you, Meredith. Today, I want to take a few minutes and talk about our air-blown fiber product line, and specifically address some of the concerns and even fears of using some of our newer products that have pliable ribbon within the fiber bundles. So we want to kind of dispel those fears and kind of put everybody at ease on why they should be using this product, how easy it is to use this product, and the advantages of it.
So the fears, that sounds like a constant in the industry where things are changing all the time and change is hard. Can you tell us what pliable ribbon is and how it's different than what we're evolving from?
Yeah, that's a good question. So in our air-blown fiber product line, I'll just kind of back up a little bit and we'll get to that. So in our air-blown fiber product line, this is a product line that's been around, more than 3 decades. And technicians are very used to our products, using our fiber bundles that traditionally have gone up to about a 48 count fiber. But those constructions use single fiber, loose fiber. And then when the technicians work with those in the field, they're terminating those single fibers. So they're very used to that. It's been around for a long time. But pliable ribbon is basically, instead of one single fiber, it's 12 fibers adhered together. And I've got an illustration here to kind of explain that. And so on the left side in this illustration, I'm depicting a single fiber. And this is kind of blown up, but if I had one single fiber here in my hand on this camera, you wouldn't be able to see it because it's only 250 microns in diameter. But a pliable ribbon is a 12 count. It's 12 of these single fibers adhered together in like an overlay matrix, or they're glued together. And so what the difference is between pliable ribbon and single fiber is that, but there's even another difference there. So there's 12 count ribbon has actually been around for a really long time. As long as basically just after single fiber came about, you've had a 12 count ribbon. But the legacy version of it is a flat ribbon where it's just 12 fibers adhered together. And those types of cables, there's that ribbon, there's no plying to it. There's no pliable feature to it. But what came about within the last, say, 10 years is a pliable construction where there's specific separations. And I've got another illustration here that you can look at. And in this top left side, we see a ribbon construction here, but it has these separations between the fibers. And those separations are very key. It's those separation points that allow that fiber to, have that pliable component where they can be packed more densely. And the advantage of that is it allows you to build cables smaller than what you traditionally could do with just a 12 fiber flat ribbon. And so a lot of folks, even our technicians that have been using our fiber bundle all the way up to a 48 single fiber, they're like, I'm used to that. And hey, I've even used 12 fiber flat ribbon before. So I'm used to that too. But this pliable ribbon stuff, I haven't used that. I'm not exactly sure what to do when I get to that. And in this illustration, you can see that I've got a cable here inside, or what is showing just outside of this cable is actually pliable ribbon. But when there's only just a little bit of it exposed, it looks like single fiber. And so that's what a lot of folks will encounter is they'll open up one of our fiber bundles, and maybe they just open up like a couple of inches at first or something. They'll see that and they'll think, oh, I got a bunch of loose fibers. I need to break these apart and single splice them. But when you actually express about 18 inches or more, which is what you typically need to do anyways whenever you're doing a termination, you're going to express probably up to about 3 feet, and sometimes even more than that. You can see in that same illustration on the picture to the right that those fibers, you're not seeing them as single fibers anymore. They start to return to that ribbon construction. And so pliable ribbon has been around, again, like I said, probably about 10 years. There are several different manufacturers that have a pliable ribbon product out there, including ourselves. We call ours Freeform Ribbon, is how we refer to ours. Now, ours is a little bit different than some of the other products out there. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on what those differences are, but I will say that the advantage of our product and the way that we make it pliable is that it first starts as a flat ribbon. So these technicians that have some experience working with flat ribbon, they working with our pliable ribbon, our freeform ribbon, there's a good, very easy transition to it because it starts as a flat ribbon, and then our product does is it goes through a slitting process to create these spaces between the fibers at specific points to allow that pliable component or benefit of it. So yeah, again, pliable ribbon's been around a while. There's different flavors out there, but our product is it definitely has some advantages over other solutions that are out there.
So pliable ribbon in air-blown fiber installations, can you tell us about that, how it works, what the advantages are?
Yeah. So another good question. Again, the technicians will say, okay, all right, I'm used to splicing the single fiber. You're telling me I should go to the pliable ribbon. How do I do it? And then why should I do it? Well, when you're splicing a single fiber, the process for splicing a single fiber is basically this strip, clean, cleave, splice. It's that simple. You strip the cladding off, then you clean the fiber, then you cleave the fiber to get it to a nice end face that you can then put it in the splicer and splice it. All the work is really done by the splicer, but the Fusion Splicer product itself. But the preparation is just that simple. Clean, strip, clean, cleave, and then splice. Well, when you're dealing with ribbon, the process is the same, except there's one step additional at the very beginning, and that's load the ribbon into a fiber holder, then strip, clean, cleave, and splice. And I would argue that ribbon splicing and even pliable ribbon splicing is easier than single fiber splicing. Because in single fiber splicing, you're doing that whole process as far as the stripping, the cleaning, and the cleaving, and even loading it into the Fusion Splicer. You're handling that 250 micron fiber just in your, between your fingers, and you're loading it in. But yet technicians are used to that. They've been doing that for a very long time, so they're used to that process. But in my last illustration here, I'm showing a ribbon that's in a fiber holder, and you do that first. So now the technician is handling this nice size fiber holder that fits in their hand very easily. Now it's not some small 250 micron fiber that's even hard to see. They're holding it into a fiber holder that holds all the 12 fibers in the position that they need to, so that they can do the rest of the process, the strip, the clean, the cleave, and the splice very easily. And again, the splicer is going to do the heavy lifting. It's going to make sure that the splice is good, that there's low loss, and that termination is good. So by handling it with that holder there, it makes the process so much easier. And so I think that anyone that's ever used flat ribbon splicing easily can transition over to 250 micron ribbon splicing, or pliable ribbon splicing. And the reason why they want to do it. So I think I've explained enough that folks should start to feel a little bit more comfortable about wanting to use freeform ribbon. But the reason why they want to do it is the time it takes to splice one single fiber or 12 fibers at once is basically the same. Let's say on average it's about 2 minutes. Now some technicians say I can do it faster than that, but then some might say I can't do it that fast. So let's just take that on average, because it really is about the truth. About 2 minutes to do a fusion splice, whether you're splicing one single fiber at a time or you're splicing 12 ribbon at a time. So in a 72 count fiber bundle, our highest fiber count, there's 6 ribbons. That's 6 splices times 2 minutes each. It's 12 minutes. But if you're using, let's say, our 24 fiber bundles that are single fiber, that's 24 splices, 2 minutes each. That's 48 minutes. But I just spliced 72 fibers on the other side here using ribbon. So you need to do 3 of those 24 fiber bundles, right, to get to the 72. So it takes you a total of 144 minutes, or 2 hours and 24 minutes, compared to 12 minutes using 12 count pliable ribbon. So just imagine when you're doing, hundreds and hundreds of splices, the time saving, the labor cost savings, it really brings a lot of value to you. And plus, with 72 fiber bundle, I can just install that in one tube. Whereas if I'm trying to get to 72 and using 24s, I got to use 3 tubes. It takes up more space. So, and there's many more advantages I can talk about there. But I think I've talked enough on and dispelled those fears and given the kind of the advantages and benefits of why they should make that transition and kind of get over the concern of moving to freeform ribbon.
For sure. So that's for the initial installation. What about moving forward with the network maintenance, repairs?
Yeah, again, if you ever have to do any kind of work or anything like that where you have to do a resplice, again, you're dealing with the same benefits and features of it. It's just the one ribbon that you're splicing together instead of the multiple fibers. So.
All right, Josh, thank you so much. This was incredibly helpful today. And thank you all for joining us for the first episode of Fiber Focus. We hope that you will join us again next time. If you found this content to be helpful, please share it with your colleagues in the industry and be sure to follow Sumitomo Electric Lightwave on the socials. We have a presence on X and LinkedIn. Thank you. Thanks, Josh.
Thanks.